Let me be the devil's advocate for a minute here to ask, so are they the only country that attempts to influence elections? Are they the only country that tries to influence who becomes a government, or even the only country to influence a government, maybe even to undermine a government? I mean, as a student of history, I think I can remember there were some guys called in Nicaragua, the Sandinistas, and I do think we helped overthrow them. And I was in favor of it.
Yeah, but that was all for a good cause.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I have no question that we're the good guys and they're the bad guys. So there's no moral equivalence here. But if a Martian were looking at this and said, who interferes most frequently in other countries' elections? Excuse me, we announced that we promote democracy. So I'm in favor of promoting democracy. That's the right form of government. Our Constitution, actually, our Declaration of Independence says all human beings, whichever country, should be able to, be free. And so, from a Russian point of view, are we just doing to them sort of like what we do to guys in Ukraine? If there's a government, there's a demonstration, a guy that we said was democratically elected, Yanukovych, is there. Lo and behold, he's overthrown by a crowd where we had an assistant secretary out giving out cookies and cheering him on.
Yeah. Well, Putin himself ascribed, particularly Secretary Clinton, an attempt to promote a color revolution. I mean, that's the way he perceived it in Russia, and to overturn him. He held us accountable for the Panama Papers and the doping scandal. And so this is just part of doing business. And sure, we have favored candidates in other and parties and groupings in other countries. And yes, there's a long history of this. I just have to say, I just think in this particular case, the behavior of the Russians was just kind of over the top and particularly egregious.
So this one's special, yeah.
Yes, that was our...
Again, their purpose was to sow discontent and mistrust in our elections. They wanted us at each other's throat by the time it was over, which I think 10 years from now, when somebody looks back, they're going to think, boy, they did a pretty darn good job.
How did they do? Yes.
They did a great job. We're still fighting over it. We are still passionately, emotionally debating whatever your political philosophy is on what happened in the election. We have not resolved it ourselves. And it's influencing, by the way, legislative process today, I would argue. That's wildly successful. And you probably put a dollar figure on what they spent on this versus other covert action programs maybe around the world. This thing is a bargain.